and that's where we disagree.
My heart was like palpitating.
We should start like the dance competition. This scene might be the cringiest scene of the entire movie. Yeah. And she hangs up on them. Someone's like,
are they gonna bring
yeah,
him
like
back
a
in
friend.
the third movie?
We can. McLaren. John Ambrose McLaren.
Hey guys.
Hey. For those anxiously curious to know.
For those anxiously curious to know. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
We're here with our Dunkin'. I got a large iced almond milk coffee.
And I got a medium cold brew coffee with 2 skim milk and a shot of hazelnut.
And we're here to discuss The Kissing Booth 2. Get ready. Buckle in. We're in our car, so buckle in for this crazy ride.
Mm-hmm. Before we look at our notes, let's kind of just give like a really brief overall, like, I thought it was this.
I enjoyed it. I kind of thought it was like kind of Hallmark movie-ish, like to where it's like, yeah, it had its flaws, like, you know, lack of character development or whatever, but it was really good. I mean, I liked it. What about you?
I liked it. But I've been seeing some comments about people saying that they thought the second one was like so much better than the first one. Honestly, I think I liked the first one better. But that's just me.
I disagree, but we can get...
Okay, yeah, we can get to that.
Okay. So, first of all, they started off the movie strong with another reference to the skirt. My backup skirt! I'm sure they knew everyone hated that line. They probably almost did it like on purpose.
Like a tribute to that.
Like a tribute. They only did
horrible
it once,
joke.
So it was fine.
Backups. Or whatever.
Like, I don't want to nitpick about that, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm honestly very glad that they continued on. Like, you know how like in the last movie it ended with like, oh, Noah's going off to college, like we'll see what happens. They kind of stayed with that in the second movie, like instead of making their relationship super solid, which I enjoyed. I kind of like that.
So they opened the movie up with like a brief narration of how they spent their summer, their like final summer together before he went off to college, and they did kind of make it seem like, oh, it was like the perfect summer. We went to the fair, we had a picnic by the Hollywood sign,
yeah.
we did all these like fun things, so it seemed like they had the summer of their lives, and then the plot started when he moves off to college and she goes back to high school. Okay,
yeah.
Which, by the way, something about that is I was noticing every character comes back to high school, so that literally means that Noah was like the only senior last year, and
like that guy, like Tuppence for the poor, Tuppence, whatever his name is, he
with like the curly hair.
The assaulter.
You guys know who we're talking about. He comes back to high school.
Yeah, like he's
so I thought he was a senior. Like I thought he was in Noah's grade. Apparently he wasn't. Apparently Noah was the only senior in that class because he's the only one that goes.
OMG girls are still there.
OMG girl. Actually, they replaced the middle one, and I actually don't know her name. I don't know if it's the OM or G, but there's one who's literally my favorite. She's the one who, like, in the first movie says, what's the line?
I love this.
She's like, I love this girl. I love you.
And Maddie and I joke about that all the time.
Mom will do something nice for us. I love this, Mom. I love you. Like, and our mom will just be like, what the heck? We'll be like, oh, just some movie reference you wouldn't understand.
But I thought it was a good opening, and then but okay, honestly, I thought this scene was so funny, and I feel like I didn't laugh at all in the first movie, but I laughed during the scene.
Okay.
When he calls as the dad to the front office, and like the lady comes in, and she's like, oh, like your dad's on the phone for you, and it's like him. Like I laughed during that scene. I thought it was funny. That's actually the scene I
recently went on Netflix and kind of like, you know, when you hover over the movie, it'll like give you a little glimpse into the movie. That's the scene they chose, and I was like, that's a good one. I think that would get people to watch the movie. Okay, so basically, to give you guys some like background, once he moves off to college, she like wants to give him space, but like she overdoes it. He'll text her like, oh, how's it going or something, and she'll like won't respond for days, or she'll only respond with like 2 words, like take care. He goes like, oh, what's with like the 2-word responses, like take care, have fun. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so she's not like answering his calls or anything, so the only way he can like get in touch with her is by pretending to be her dad calling to the school. And that's the whole scene.
And honestly, on that topic of not wanting to be too clingy, like, I thought a lot of the themes in the movie were just, like, unrelatable for me, because, like, I'm not dating someone, or, like, I don't have experience with, like, a long distance, like, relationship, and that's just me. Like, I know some people, like, in the audience probably do, but, like, that combined with, like, the whole thing of being, like, the third wheel, like, in your friend's relationship, I personally don't have experience with.
Actually,
that's a theme in the movie.
That is kind of something that happened to me, like, my senior year. Like, I had a good friend who was dating this guy, and it was just different because we had been so used to, like, spending all of our time together, like, throughout all of high school and even middle school, and it was just weird, like, almost having to share that person, which is, like, fine. Like, they should be able to live their life, have a boyfriend, have friends, but it was hard for us friends to have to deal with that, because now we're having to share, like, her time with someone else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I've heard that a lot.
What we're talking about is when Noah leaves for college. Not Noah. No, yeah, his name is Noah.
Yeah, I explained it, don't worry.
Oh, you did? You said how, like, she's spending all her time with Lee.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Okay. So, when Noah leaves for college, Elle basically
doesn't want to be too clingy, but then...
So now she's, like, spending all of her time with Lee, and Lee also has a girlfriend. It's the same girl from the first movie that he, like, kisses at the kissing booth.
Rachel, right? Isn't her name Rachel?
I think her name is Rachel. And so Elle is spending all of her time with Lee, who's trying to also spend his time with Rachel. So Noah kind of, like, invites herself to things, and Rachel's getting fed up with it, which, very understandable. Like, if I had a boyfriend and his like best friend was, like, constantly inviting herself to social events, I would be like, okay, we need to talk.
I really, like, felt for her at different points during the movie, because, like, they had, like, certain dates planned, like a pumpkin carving thing, and so, like, Rachel gets to the pumpkin carving date with him, and then Elle, like, already finished carving her pumpkin, and so did Lee. Like, they already did it without her, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. Like, your boyfriend, and then, like, the girl best friend is more of a priority than you.
I literally thought the worst part was when they had, like, a Halloween party, and Lee and Elle decided to change their costumes last minute, but somehow forgot to tell Rachel that they were changing it. Like, I'm sorry, what boyfriend does that?
Like a 3-person costume.
It was gonna be like a s'mores, like 2 graham crackers and a marshmallow or something. And literally, they don't tell her. They don't tell her. And she shows up to the party just as a marshmallow.
Like a giant marshmallow costume.
And they're like Ghostbusters or something. Yeah. They're like, oh, we forgot to tell you? I was like...
So it's like, I understand her frustration at that point. Like, I really felt for her. I think that's it.
Like, we're done. So yeah, that was the whole thing with the girlfriend. She deserved better.
Okay. Like, their whole looks in the second movie. Elle, like, she had her hair back the entire first movie, like, in a ponytail. And then this movie, like, they gave her, like, long, like, pretty hair. I like that.
I kind of thought she was... Okay, I could be very wrong, but I kind of thought she was wearing a wig. I don't know if she was or not.
Well,
because I think she has short hair in real life, because you know how when she was filming the act,
she like Rose, when
she was filming the act, she had to shave her head. Let me know what you guys thought, because I definitely thought it was a wig.
Don't judge me for this.
Okay.
Okay, because I like what's the actor's name or Noah? Like, what's his name? I know he's been.
Oh, Noah.
He was in Euphoria.
He's Jacob Eldori, I think.
Okay.
Eldori.
Jacob or Noah, whatever.
Yeah.
I did not think that he was that attractive in the first movie. Like, I didn't.
And that's where we disagree.
Yeah, I didn't think he was that, like, good looking. I know. But this movie, he has, like, this new haircut, and I thought he was so cute. Like, I really, like, my heart was, like, palpitating watching him. He was so cute this movie, and like his little haircut was like, I don't know, but like, and then especially like when he was in those college, like the college sweatshirt, I was like, oh my gosh, like he's so much better. Like his whole vibe was so, oh yeah, well like I think we'll talk about how like relaxed his vibe was, but I thought he was so cute this movie.
Well, yeah, like he was definitely cute this movie, but I also thought he was cute last movie too. But Mary Rose,
you want to talk about the attitude change?
I was gonna say, not only did he have a physical change, he also had an emotional, spiritual, internal change.
A personality change.
A personality change.
Spiritual change. I know the like person who has the series Bad Movies in a Beat. I can't remember her name, but I love her channel. She touched on, like, in the first movie how he is very aggressive and like possessive, and there's a scene where she's like,
get in the car, Elle. Sorry.
Don't do that ever again. I hated that.
That scene.
He says, yeah, and he's like, it's actually very scary, like, watching the scene, like, and then, like, even how she makes the point that Lee may not have been upset that they were in a relationship solely because, like, it was his best friend, but also because, like, he's gotten in like a lot of fights, and he almost like seemed like a little bit maybe scared, like, for her safety or whatever. So I wonder if, like, the producers of the movie realized that it was problematic because this movie, like, he was so relaxed and, like, unproblematic, like, not possessive.
Well, there's this one scene where he had the opportunity to get into a fight, and, like, you see his, like, fist clench, and
they
then
zoom
like
in on it,
and like, yeah, they zoom in. It's so like, ooh, what's he gonna do? And then he, like, decides not to, which it was like character development. Like, you know, the old Noah probably would have gotten into a fight, I guess, but in this case, like, he's in college now, he is matured, hopefully, and I guess, like, that was the turning point. So basically, like, this movie isn't as problematic in, like,
his character
as it relates to Noah,
because like even in the first movie, how he didn't want any other guys dating her, so he, like, whatever, would, like, fight them off or something.
I mean, that whole first movie had some issues, but yeah, basically that's not so much of an issue in the second one that I noticed.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that you've done more, like, research on this about how, like, the actor himself, like, wasn't that eager to be in this movie or whatever, which you can talk about, like, in a second, but I wonder how much
Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, I wonder how much, like, the character,
or is it Elordi?
I think it's Elordi.
Oh shoot,
Eldori.
Jacob Elordi. Sorry, I'm sure people are gonna be like on me about this.
I think you might have said it right the first time though. But I wonder how much of him being more relaxed was, like, his disinterest in being in the movie. Like, I wonder if he just, like, didn't want to be there, so I was like, oh yeah, like, she cheated on me, whatever.
Like, I was recommended a video on YouTube titled Jacob Elordi says he has to, quote, wing Kissing Booth 2. I was like, what does that mean exactly? Yeah. Like, okay, we all knew that he was dating Joey King, and then I guess they broke up before starting to film the second movie, which has to be awkward for the actors. Here's what I was telling my Rose. I feel like Jacob used Kissing Booth as a stepping stone to, like, advance his career. Because now, like, he's in Euphoria, which was just, you know, nominated for Emmys, so he's obviously, like, a level above, but I also don't want to say he's a level above Joey King because she also was nominated. Basically, he's kind of, like, above Kissing Booth 2, or at least he thinks he is.
Right?
Yeah, kind of like a Zac Efron situation, like, kind of wants to distance himself from High School Musical, but somehow it always keeps coming back.
Do you want to talk about Marco now?
Oh, so, like, how has it been this long and we still haven't brought up Marco? There's all this talk about this guy named Marco.
And we don't see him for, like, the first, like, 30 minutes of the movie.
Seriously, like, oh, Marco this, Marco that. Okay, who's Marco?
And then there's this instance where, like, some girl gets a video of him, like, working out, okay?
It's a really weird video. Like, I want to know who took that video.
Like, a zoom in of his abs, and they were like...
Also, like, the video was perfect quality, so
yeah, it was, like,
a good camera.
Like, cinematic. Oh my... Anyway, so what happens is, like, some girl shows the video to Elle, and Elle, for some reason, like, goes off on, like, a 10-minute long tangent, like, he's so hot, like, whatever, like, she just, like, keeps talking about him for, like, 10 minutes, and, like, it's very excessive, but it's almost, like, you know, like, it's comically excessive, and the whole point, like, the whole comedic point to that is that she, like, presses on, like, or
the intercom?
Yeah, like, they're in, like, the school office or whatever, like, her bag is pressing against, like, the intercom button, so the whole school is hearing her talk about how hot he is, including him, and at, like, the very end of that scene, they, like,
wait, let's let them see it for themselves.
Oh, yeah, okay.
What is his name again?
Marco! And it was, like, so bad.
That was, like, one of the, like, top cringiest moments of that movie. So Marco is introduced, and, like, don't get me wrong, this guy is very cute. Okay, I personally think that he looks like Jacob Elordi, Noah. I think he kind of looks like Noah. And I thought it was crazy because I asked her and she's like, I don't see it. But then I saw a comment under, like, the trailer or something where someone was like, does anyone else think Marco looks like a more seasoned Noah? And I was like, I could see that, and it got a lot of likes, so I feel like that was a common, like,
it's like a common thought. I just didn't think so, but I mean, I'm sure, like, what, they both have like oval faces or something, if you consider that like looking alike.
The eyes looked similar, the smiles kind of.
But he's very cute, very charming.
Very cute.
He like speaks Spanish, he sings.
I think we should start.
So basically, because Elle is in her senior year, she's like considering different colleges, and she has this talk with her dad. Her and Lee have always wanted to go to, is it like UC Berkeley?
UC Berkeley, because that's where their moms went to school.
And so she and Lee always planned on that, but now like Noah, like from Boston or whatever, is kind of encouraging her to apply to schools in Boston, and like I guess like broaden her like the schools she's considering. So like she talks to her dad about like could we even afford, I mean, college in general, honestly, or whatever.
Yeah.
The dad is like, oh yeah, we can't like afford to go out of state. When she and Lee are dancing at the arcade on that machine, she like finds this poster like advertising like a dance competition, and the prize money is like $50,000. So she's like, oh, we have to do it, like, you know, and so they do it.
Can I just add in a quick little side note? Okay, I could be very wrong about this, but I kind of had the understanding that Elle and Noah, like, their families were like really wealthy. Like, they were living in mansions, driving like convertibles, and
at least like I think their family is. I'm not sure about her.
You can still be rich or like, you know, have a nice house and not be able to afford like a really nice college. But that was just kind of weird to me, because I thought that they were like super wealthy.
Yeah, they lived in LA.
And the dad literally is like no private schools or something. So I don't know. That was I just want to throw that in there, and if anyone else thought that too.
Anyway, so they enter she wants to enter this dancing competition with Lee, and so like so they're all practicing.
What's the dancing game? The game
that they play? I don't know what
it's
called. I don't know what the game is called, but like the squares and they light up and you dance around.
Yeah, it'd probably be good to know the name, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so part of Lee, because he promised Rachel, his girlfriend, that he would start spending less time with Elle and more time with her. So he fakes an injury, so he can't do the competition with her. And then that leaves room for Marco to step in to compete with her.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a good transition, because we need to talk about Marco. He is very attractive, but he is given no personality in this movie, except for being like the perfect guy.
Yeah.
And I mean like the perfect guys, no flaws, like, but also that kind of makes him like boring. Well, we don't know anything about this guy except that he can sing in Spanish, and he can dance. Hey guys, sorry, the camera like went out. I think we were talking about Marco.
Back to Marco
being literally the most unrealistic,
so cute. I love him.
Perfect, flawless, adorable guy.
I like him a lot. Anyway, so he has like no personality, or like he has no desires. Like basically the only times he and Elle have interacted were like when she talked about him on the intercom, then in the hallway after that, and then they run into each other again with Lee when he's singing in Spanish on the street.
Yeah, apparently in his free time he just sings, goes downtown and breaks out his guitar.
It's kind of cute. I like that.
It is cute.
But then, so like when Lee fakes his injury, he agrees to first do the kissing booth. For some unknown reason, I would not be kissing random people from my school. I don't care who asks.
Where are these teachers? Like,
yeah, you can do a kissing booth.
You want to earn money by like having students like make out with each other? Cool. You know, where are these teachers? But I think we actually answered that in the second movie. They're planning a birthday surprise
for like the principal or something.
Like, we have not seen teachers like at all.
Yeah.
In the first one or the second, until this one scene where like
they're at a party.
Yeah, during school hours.
So like Marco has no real desires of his own, and like for some reason it isn't apparent at first that he even has a crush on Elle or like likes her. He just agrees to do these different like events with her and like do all these different things for her. It's pretty much just like underdevelopment of his character. Well, he does, like, his personality is like, oh, like go with the flow or whatever, but it's just not enough. Like, he doesn't really have any like,
I thought we were gonna know maybe more about like his family life, or his hopes and dreams. Like, does he want to go to college? Does
like,
he
why did he move
travel
here?
The world? We get none of that.
Nothing.
I kept waiting for it, and we get none of it.
And it's like suddenly like he's in love with her after they dance together.
Their love for dancing bonds them.
Yeah, like no backstory.
Now, okay, so while Elle is falling for Marco
a bit,
we have Noah, who's at Harvard, and he's kind of living his own life, which we don't really see as much. We just know that first of all, this dude is living the life at Harvard. his
dorm,
if you would even want to call it that, is amazing.
He has like a whole library in the background.
He has a library, a fireplace,
what kind of college dorm looks like that?
I can promise you, my college dorm did not look like that. It was a shoebox, and no. Yeah. I'm pretty sure no college looks like that. I mean, maybe Harvard, because they're Harvard.
Even if you are on the football team, I doubt your thing looks like that.
Like, his dorm. Living quarters were like living quarters. You can tell I've watched way too many like period dramas.
Oh no, let's not bring that.
Living quarters.
Living quarters.
Unrealistic again.
He's there for football,
which I guess makes more sense into how he even got into Harvard, which is a whole other thing. Like
all these movies, like of course I'm going to Yale.
Like Teddy Duncan going to Yale.
Good luck, Charlie.
Good luck, Charlie. Like, oh yeah, all like this.
Yeah.
Why is it always Ivy Leagues? Like, why can't you just go to like your state school and like be happy about it?
His friends are not like football. Like they're all intellectuals, like wearing like little sweater vests, aren't they? I'm like, this is clearly not the football team. Part of the plot is that he has this like one girl space friend, you know, like a friend at college who's like a total model, like very gorgeous, like
British, has a British accent, like of course.
And then like Elle sees like a picture of them together on her Instagram, and then like later finds an earring when she goes to visit him, and is very concerned that like he's cheating on her with this model or whatever. Yeah. That's the drama there, like on his side is like, oh, like is he cheating on me with this model?
But she also has her thing with Marco, so it's kind of like they're both kind of being pulled apart, pulled into different worlds. The theme is their love strong enough to like stay together, or should they go their separate ways?
I feel like it really kind of mimicked like the To All the Boys theme, where it's like she has like the option of dating like Jordan Fisher, who's like also a good match for her.
Yeah, we're talking about the second To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
But she chooses like to just have fun and like be in high school and like and date Peter Kavinsky. That kind of is like a similar theme in this movie, where she has to kind of choose like whether the relationship means enough to her to like keep fighting for it, like to hold on to know, which is like a line they keep using, like should I hold on to him or something?
Funny and like the same stuff I like, and hold on to them.
But or should she just kind of like let him go, like, and then live his best life in college and like choose the guy who's still in high school with her? Okay, also like when they're rehearsing for this dance competition, first of all, the dance competition is on like the dance machine that they're like, what kind of dance it's literally like an arcade game. The real like televised competition takes place on like the machine equipment. I can't explain it.
I'll just show him a clip.
Yeah, show him a clip. They're rehearsing every afternoon in this arcade where like there's just like children like playing Pac-Man around them, like, and they're like so serious. And they even have like a scene where it's like time stops and like when she and Marco are dancing together, they're like flinging each other around.
This scene might be the cringiest scene of the entire movie.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go right out there and say that.
No one else exists in the world besides them in this moment.
It's like the kissing scene from the first Kissing Booth, where like
it spins around.
The horrible like spinning camera,
Korean drama,
the stars, and it had that same energy with the two of them. This like, I just want to show you guys this dance that they have been practicing apparently for months or whatever.
They do not even use like the little steps on the dance machine because they're so busy twirling around. Like why is the machine, like the arcade game, necessary? Because they don't even step on the squares in the actual dance. All they do is like twirl around each other. Am I so loud? I feel like I'm like shouting at the camera.
Sorry guys, if we're shouting at you. We're very passionate about our thoughts of this movie.
Like, why do you care so much about this movie?
I mean, are we criticizing it too much? Because guys, like we said, it wasn't
it was enjoyable.
I think it's just fun to like nitpick. The whole dance competition itself is like, I was not expecting it. It kind of was just like, oh, this is the dance competition that they've been talking about.
Okay, Noah's there.
Oh yes. Noah, yeah.
Should we spoil it? I mean,
well. Yeah, I mean,
I guess we're
okay, guys.
spoilers.
Spoiler: if you haven't seen the movie and you want to, just don't watch it. If don't watch this if you don't want spoilers for the movie. Throughout the movie, there's been build-up between Elle and Marco.
A few like romantic moments that they
had like,
where it's
in like all rom-coms where they have like the perfect day. They go to the fair, they ride the Ferris wheel, they have like a heart-to-heart, and she tells him about her fears of Noah possibly cheating on her, and so they bond over that, and also the fact that they've been practicing for this dance competition for so long. Finally, at the dance competition, they do their little like twirling dance thing that
everyone else fades away. It's just them dancing.
Right. And we see that Noah has come home for Thanksgiving break, and he's in the crowd, like watching this competition.
And she's unaware that he's there.
And so, at the end of the competition, it's like a very emotional dance. They like looking into each other's eyes, and like he like has her like held down, like what's the
held down?
Oh, what's the thing? Like in a dip, I guess.
A dip.
And
she kisses him.
She kisses him. I thought he was gonna kiss her. I thought, like, if anything, he was gonna make the first move. No, she makes the first move with her boyfriend, not ex-boyfriend, her boyfriend, watching the entire thing. They kiss, and she's like, she realizes he's there, and of course she feels horrible and guilty. And
I mean, I guess he cares, but honestly, like, he doesn't show much emotion. Like, or kind of as part of like the like him being so relaxed this movie, like even when his girlfriend cheats, like he's upset a bit, but he's not like angry.
If it had been the Noah from the first movie, like I would have been like, I would have been scared to know what he would have done.
Yeah.
In like if it had been Noah from Kissing Booth, the first movie. And there's like this climactic scene where they're all at Thanksgiving dinner, and because Elle and Noah's family are so close, like they have Thanksgiving dinner together. Isn't it one of those things where they're like, oh, I'm
so thankful that I don't have to deal with you or whatever.
Lying is an interesting topic of conversation.
Of course, people aren't always making decisions alone. You know, sometimes they need convincing to do the really stupid shit.
Can you just shut your mouth?
All of the like feelings that have been like boiling up inside come out. Elle finally insinuates that she thinks Noah is cheating on her
because of the earring she found below the bed. And then you realize, like, after that whole scene happens, like when it starts to get like toward the resolution,
We've been watching
girl,
too much
but like, what's the model's name? Do you remember her name? We find out that the reason her earring was like below Noah's bed at college was because
he was gone for the weekend.
Yeah.
And she decided to crash at his place.
So that's why it was there. Like,
and it came
there was no cheating involved. Like, they are just friends.
Did you ever doubt him at all in the movie and think that he had cheated on her?
Well, even when they showed his text that like could have been suggestive, because they didn't explicitly mention like actual cheating, I kind of figured that it would be something like this.
Yeah, we've seen too many rom-coms to know like how this storyline goes.
Because they didn't seem to be like romantic, I guess. So I kind of didn't.
It was more of like a
best
friend relationship.
Yeah.
And there's one scene where she says something like,
I'm the only one like immune to your charms or something.
Yeah.
I have to go to the bathroom. I really have to go to the bathroom, Maddie.
Can you run into the store? Oh yeah, okay. Why does Elle feel the need to constantly be around Lee? I get that they're best friends, but does she really have like no other friends? And if so, that's really sad. She needs some girlfriends, you know? Oh, here she comes. Hello. And then I was also kind of bringing up how we kind of find out that Elle is apparently friends with Rachel. Like they kind of make that a thing even though there has been no like precedent throughout the entire movie that they're friends.
I honestly wouldn't mind her friendship with Rachel being a thing. It just felt kind of like, wait, like now they're friends all of a sudden and their friendship means so much to each other. Like,
first of all, I don't even know if there should have been a second kissing booth. I don't know if I want to say that, but basically, the point is, the second movie, the directors and the producers, they kind of had to like set a lot of foundation for things because they didn't set the foundation in the first movie.
I think they had to add a lot of stuff in order to like have a more concrete plot this time.
I covered the Noah Nonsense 12 thing. I mean, there's
What was that? Noah Nonsense?
That was a little nitpicky, just the fact that that was his Instagram.
Oh yes.
Like
I thought it was funny, like Noah Nonsense. Like he doesn't seem like a punny person.
Yeah.
But I guess he is after that personality change. Personality transplant. Noah invites her to come visit during her like senior year, and I think partly because I'm gonna be a senior like this upcoming year, like in a few weeks. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like senior expectations much. Like you're gonna spend a weekend in Boston. You're like, oh, where should I go to college? Like Harvard or, you know, UC Berkeley. I'm like, I want my senior year to be like that. Finally, because I'm a senior, I can like appreciate these like senior year movies that I never could before. When she has moments where she's traveling to Boston, I'm like, you know what, like I want to do that. Like I want to go to Boston like just like one random weekend in my senior year. So upcoming vlog.
Yeah, upcoming vlog. So throughout the entire movie, she's writing this college essay. It's like so stereotypical. It's so like, I've seen this before in a lot of movies where like they're writing an essay and they don't really know how to start at the beginning, and then it's like they kind of change it up as the movie progresses and they like things happen to them. So in this movie, like, yeah, the question was like, what do you want to be in 5 years?
That's a hard question to answer. Who do I want to be? I want to be my best friend. I want to be my mom. I want to be my brother, my whatever. I'm like, what? How about like these people don't know who your brother is? You can't say you want to be your brother.
Meanwhile, Mary Rose is like referencing
like robotics, whatever,
scientific articles like for her essay, and Elle, who ends up actually getting into Harvard.
I know, like I mean, I have to take a note out
with
of
that essay. That was kind of strange. No, yeah. Oh, this is something I just noticed. At the very beginning of the movie, when they're talking about how they want to go to UC Berkeley, Lee and Elle, they go on about UC Berkeley for a long time. UC Berkeley, the place of dreams. The best place on the universe. The best college in the world. Like,
and it's more than like, it's like a minute almost going on about
I was like, okay, this movie has to be like sponsored by them in some way.
And like they literally reference like their social media. I'm like,
it was like a commercial for
it really
UC
was.
Berkeley.
It was kind of like an awkward amount of time spent talking about how great they were. I want to talk about like more of a conclusion thing about
who we think she is better for.
Yeah, and okay. So in the end,
spoiler alert,
she ends up with Noah. That's the grand finale.
But this ending was like so confusing for me. After she kisses Marco at the end of the dance competition,
he admits his feelings.
She kind of like ghosts him for a while, and I feel bad for him. I'm like
in love with her.
He's expecting like maybe a phone call, a text. He gets none of it.
He keeps trying to like reach out to Elle, and it's like after that kiss, like he really wants to be with her. She even admits that they have chemistry together because they do. So it's like she kind of has like a choice to make,
and that's kind of like to all the boys. Doesn't Lara Jean admit that she has feelings for Jordan Fisher's character? I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Of course, it's like a
John something. I read the book.
John Ambrose McLaren. John Ambrose McLaren. Who I loved. He was so cute.
I love John Ambrose. Boy aesthetic.
But I just love Jordan Fisher anyways.
Yeah, oh my gosh, who doesn't? Back to Noah versus Marco. Okay. I'm team Marco. I'm gonna go out and say it. I really wanted, I think, her to be with Marco, especially because like it's senior year. Like you want to date someone who's like in the same space of life like as you.
I think I'm team Noah.
Okay, sorry. I actually think
I'm team Jacob. During the movie, I kind of didn't know who I wanted her to be with, but at the end, it was like confirmed. If she had chosen Marco at the end of the movie, I would have been sad. It's one of those things where no one else had history. And like, what was the point of the whole first movie if she picked Marco? At graduation, there's this scene where Elle is with Noah. Marco is looking at her from a distance and says something.
Come on, bro. It's not worth it.
I'm sure one of them will pan out.
No, I know, you're right.
Too late. Yes, she is.
No, that literally broke my heart.
What did he say?
First of all, she rejects him, and he's still in love with her at the end of senior year. He's just like looking at her longingly. I'm like, what was the purpose of including that? That's so sad.
Yeah. Someone's like,
are they gonna bring him back?
Like a friend. We can.
What if they bring him back in the third movie?
Well, I think that's why they're making a third movie. Yes. At the end of Kissing Booth 2, we see that she was accepted to both schools.
Which school will she choose?
Apparently there's a third movie coming, people. Literally, like the day after they released Kissing Booth 2, they released the trailer for Kissing Booth 3. She's like hanging out with Lee and Noah, and she gets a phone call from Harvard, and she hangs up on them. Yeah, so basically it's all up in the air. They kind of opened it up for a third movie, which we now know is happening. Marco still has a shot, apparently, or at least we know Marco's still in love with her.
I want two things.
What?
I want Marco to have a personality, and I want him to have a happy ending. Overall, it was fun, like a fun senior year movie.
What would you rate it out of like, I don't know, 5 stars?
3.5 or 4. Yeah.
I'd probably give it a 3.5.
Okay, so stay tuned if you want to see more reviews of other movies like this. Hopefully To All the Boys 3. Let us know your opinions.
We need more information about Marco.
Hashtag, you know, give Marco.
Hashtag Marco deserves better.
Hashtag John Ambrose McLaren deserves better.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.
Yes. If you want to.
If you want to. We don't want to pressure you into anything. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys. It's like an assault of kisses.